All right, so let's talk about finishing out summer strong as a leader and with your team. So first thing that you need to do, if you have not already done this, is a live for your team about transition month. I did this toward the beginning of the month. Normally I would have done it on the 1st, but I had party planning and all the things going on. My son's birthday party was on the 3rd. So the beginning of the month got started out kind of crazy. But if you need to use my video as inspiration, go right ahead. If you don't even know where to start, go right ahead and use that. Watch it, learn from it, and then teach your team the same things. So just do a live on your team page. I have mine recorded on my YouTube channel, and go over all the things you do in your business for transition, what they should be doing, how to sell things this month, how to do Scentsy Club, how to run reports to see who has ordered discontinued product, how to reach out to those people, purging their office, throw away all the old stuff, what they can do with, how to pull their testers and switch them out with the transition set, what supplies they need, that kind of thing. So make sure you're teaching your team those things. You can also do a text reminder or an email blast, however you communicate with your frontline about new supplies. Like I did this before they ever came out. So I did it toward the end of June, and I sent it out to all of my frontline, letting them know, hey, don't forget about supplies. They're available on the 1st. Here's what you need at minimum, because so many of them are new and they don't know. So, and not everyone is on Facebook to see your live either. So you have to keep that in mind. You need to be communicating with your frontline in some way, whether it's email blasts or a text campaign or whatever it is. So share tips with them. Like I said, what to do with their old supplies, when to market the new products and why. Keep this in mind as a leader as well. You don't need to be showing fall things right now. You need to be focused on what we are selling right now, but preparing your business behind the scenes for next month. So you need to be preparing ahead of time for the following month, but you don't need to be sharing those things yet. If you're sharing those things, your team is going to follow suit because they're watching you. That is how you lead, is by example. So, the actions you're doing is the actions they're going to copy. So you should not be showing fall and winter right now. I wait until, okay, so first of all, when I get my catalogs in and I get my new release scents and I start making samples or sending out rub and smell stickers, I'm only sending those out to like hosts that are hosting this month, VIP customers, Scentsy Club, that kind of thing. But I don't start sending those out until mid-month because I want to focus on getting sales for this month. And then those people can start getting the new scents in their hands after they've already ordered with me this month or already hosted with me this month, or their Scentsy Club. If they're in Scentsy Club, they're getting that. Those are my VIP customers. Email blast, you can email through your workstation. So you can actually run a report in your workstation, run a downline report, and then you can just email them straight through there, or you can export their emails and email them through your regular like Gmail or Yahoo or whatever, or you can export those and send, like create a list on MailChimp or whatever email service you use. I love MailChimp. You can use that, whatever you want to use. I mean, I have 160, 170, 180, I don't even know, frontline. So if I tried to communicate with them one-on-one all the time, it can't happen. It just can't, unfortunately. So you have to get in that rhythm of having those systems in place. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that too. Systems for, preparing for fall. But anyway, so the mail runs every time I do one of these calls. We're going to have to wait it out because he's just going to bark. Okay, so I said that. Now, if you yourself don't know how to run a discontinued report, Brittany Bartow posted a screen recording of how to do it the other day on my team page. Well, she may have posted it in the leadership page too. She did. Okay, she did. So it's there too. But know how to do that. You've got to know how to you've got to know how to transition your business before you can teach your team how to transition their business. So your business comes first. You've got to make sure you've got your crap together so you can teach them. Hold on. Okay. So show them how you're preparing. Like I said, the best way to lead is by example, by action. So whatever actions you're doing, they're going to copy that. They're watching you, whether you know it or not. They're watching what you post on social media. They're watching how you work your business. And if you're not showing them how you're working your business, that's a big problem, because they have no idea what you're doing. They have no idea that you're even working if you're not showing them that you're working. And that's why I started the How I'm Working hashtag on my team page. And if you have a team page, you should do it too, because I asked on my team page a few days ago, I asked them, what is the most valuable part of this page? Like, what is your favorite thing about this page? What is the most helpful to you? And I think every single person said the How I'm Working hashtag. And I started that, I think, about a year ago. I saw one of my SSD friends doing it on her team page, and I was like, that's genius, because it allows me and other people to show consultants how they're working, give them ideas. It gives people inspiration, and they can search that hashtag or click on it. I think it's like at the top of the page, they can just click on it, and all the things that have ever been posted with that hashtag come up. So it's very, very helpful, but it shows your team that you are working and what you're doing. Now, it's very, very important for you to encourage everyone to share how they're working. It doesn't need to be just you sharing. And especially when you get higher up in this company and you're working differently than other consultants like myself, I can post all day long how I'm working, and it can give people ideas, but they're not going to be able to use the same supplies I'm using, the same, doing things the same way I am. I might can send more mail than other people can because I can afford to do more postage. So it's very important for everyone to contribute that, especially newer consultants, because more people can relate to those consultants. And that's actually why I'm about to do a team training on my next team call. Excuse my dog's anxiety right now. I'm going to do my next team call is going to be geared toward newer consultants and how to work on a budget. And I'm going to go over every aspect of their business, different ideas that they can use to work on a budget, because there's not enough of that out there. And I was really glad a team member came to me and suggested that, because it's a really good idea. So anyway, show them how to run a discontinued report, signage they can use. If you make signage for your business, share it with your team. They don't know how to use Canva. They don't know how to use whatever. They're going to learn. It's not for you to do everything for them, but give them a starting point, and give them a blank copy of your join card that you use. Post that for them, share it to our Google Drive, whatever, and share that with them and let them add their own info to it and their QR code or whatever. Let's see. Show them when you're running your discontinued report. Show them your text messages, your follow-ups, your join conversations, your booking conversations, how you're booking parties, how you're getting Scentsy Club subscribers. You need to be showing them those things. They don't know unless they see how you do it. And if they see how you do it, they can copy your template, and that gives them a starting point, and they can start there. So share what you're doing with your team. When you're sending out your 10% off month or discontinued items to your customers after you've ran your discontinued report, show them how you're doing that. Show them what you're saying. Give them some verbiage, because they're new, like I said, and they've never been through a transition season before. Maybe they've never been in direct sales before. Maybe they're overly excited and they're going to word vomit all over their customers, and their customers going to ignore the text because it's just like a whole novel, and they need to know to keep it more simple. So it's very important to show them what you're doing. When you're doing your last chance first glance party, show them how you're doing it. Show them what you're doing. Give them tips. At minimum, I'm going to do a last chance first glance party online. I'm going to try my best to do an in-person. It's going to be kind of hard because going to the beach and everything, but I'm going to try my best. But I'm at least going to do an online one. And when I do my last chance first glance, what that is you're showcasing the last chance product from the spring and summer catalog. And then you're also showcasing the new fall and winter product, and they will go ahead and pre-order with you for those products. So when the first hits, you know that you've had this catch-all party open all month, this month, that you've put spring summer orders in. Go ahead and leave that open. Put your fall and winter orders in that on the first, and then you've got all these host rewards that you can use for new fall and winter product that you can showcase. You can show at your parties, you can sample out, whatever you need to do with it. So last chance first glance, you can do a fall open house. I did my last fall open house 2 years ago because 2020 was 2020. So I did my last open house 2 years ago, like in-person open house. And I'll just do like fall snacks. I'll do like apple cider and pumpkin bread. And then, you know, you can do whatever you want to. You don't have to go all out. Do samples of the new bars, have new catalogs, have some new fall products that you got with your host rewards. And I also clean out my old stock and discount it at that time because, you know, we can't post it publicly. So I will go ahead and take advantage of that opportunity for either my online last chance first glance or the in-person open house, whatever I'm doing, or both, and go ahead and discount all of my stock that I need to clean out, or I'll do like mystery bags and throw it all in there and do a really good price on it. So that's how I clean out my last season's stock. Where I was going with that is I did my last open house for fall in 2019, and guess how many people came? One. Didn't even know the person. I had just moved here. I had very few local customers and none of them were able to come. And that one person, I had posted it, I think on Marketplace or something. I guess it would have had to have been Marketplace. Obviously I didn't put my address on there, but I had mentioned it somewhere, and I guess that's where it had to have been, because it wouldn't have been my neighborhood page because she doesn't live in my neighborhood. But one person asked if they could come, and no, I did not do that. I know what it was. I had found her a different way. I had found her through I think posting the Nightmare Before Christmas product on Marketplace when it came out. I think that's what it was. And I had talked to her a little bit and I was like, hey, why don't you come to my open house? I have all this new stuff. So anyway, she is now a team member. So the one person who came to my open house has been a Scentsy clubber, a VIP customer for the last 2 years. Her and her husband, her whole family just love it. Just joined. I think it was last month. So, and she's amazing. So you never know. If one person comes to your open house, it's fine. Make it work and give them all the apple cider and all the pumpkin bread. They can eat all of it. Take it home with them. But I'm telling you, it's worth it to just try it. And I just want to share that with y'all in case you feel like a failure because one person shows up, not a failure. Happens to superstar directors too, especially when you're moving around a lot and constantly getting new customer bases. So also, like I said, transitioning your testers, make sure your testers are ready to go on the first. Get everything ready before the first. Don't let the first hit and then you're like, oh crap, I haven't labeled my new catalogs. I have no new bag parties ready to go. Like, you can go ahead and have bag parties out when the first gets here. So prep your new supplies. You can start showing sneak peeks toward the end of the month to get bookings. That's a huge way to get bookings, and share that with your team as well so that they can get bookings. So start sharing sneak peeks of, you can do like a collage of, you know, random little pictures from the catalog, a warmer, a bar, a new cleaning product, like show a little sneak peek of it. And you can send that to everyone who orders with you, you know, as a little incentive to order with you this month so that they get a sneak peek, or host with you this month so that they get a sneak peek. But then when it gets closer, like halfway through this month, you always want to be booking for next month anyway. I already have a party booked for August. But for August, you want to start at least by the 15th of this month and start booking August. So then you can start showing your customers, like if you know a customer who would love a specific warmer that just came out, or a specific Disney product, or well, not necessarily Disney because they can't use host rewards, but anyway, if you know a customer who would like a certain thing, share that with them and say, hey, I would love to help you get this for free or half off from the new catalog, and then give them their options, whether you do text parties, Facebook Messenger parties, online parties, bag parties, home parties, whatever you do, give them those options. Bag party is just testers, catalogs, order forms. Do I have one sitting here? No, that one's like halfway done. I have 2 out right now, but you can put little body samples or whatever in it. You can put a mini fan or a wall fan and pods in it, and just let that person borrow it, take it to work with them. Make sure you schedule it around payday so that they're not going to work with it and everybody's broke. No, I don't typically do all the, well, for certain local customers, I may do all the testers, but typically it's just a transition set of testers. So that's really all you need. You don't need to put all the testers in there. It's a lot. So starting fall strong with your team. So first of all, get them excited. If you don't already have a watch party scheduled for SFR with your team, do that. You can do it on Zoom. That's what I like to do. Just a way for you all to watch it together, whether it is in person or on Zoom, something to get your team together and, you know, be excited about the new catalog, the new products, and the harvest collection, and the new incentive trip, and all that stuff together. We are doing a in-person watch party at the beach for the people who are able to come. So for those of you who can't come, we're going to miss you so much, but do something with your team, whether it's in person or online, so that y'all can watch together. Play fun catalog games or catalog quizzes to create engagement and excitement. So do that toward the end of the month after SFR, after the new catalog is, you know, all the new products are shown, all the new harvest and everything. Wait until after SFR and then start creating that excitement for that new catalog after SFR toward the end of this month. So like I said, catalog games, catalog quizzes, like ask them quizzes about the new products. You can use the product training guide to do that. It's really fun. Your teams like to engage with stuff like that. And again, show them how you're prepping for fall. So ordering the new season sales kits, what you're doing with that new season sales kit. Keep in mind, if you earned the incentive, is it all levels that earned the new season sales kit? I think it's just 2 and 3, right? Okay, so 2 and 3. Brittany, you're always there for me. So levels 2 and 3 earned the scent kit. So that is 1 bar of all of the new release scents for fall and winter. So if you earn that incentive, you're going to get that. But I went ahead and ordered one so that I would have one early, because I know it's going to take a little while to get it, and I don't know how long. Don't feel like you have to do that. I just did because I'm able to. I used to not be able to do that. So I went ahead and ordered one of each so that I could go ahead and get them sampled. But if you did not earn that new season sales kit, it's a really good investment to go ahead and grab those. You get PRV for them, which means you get paid commission on them, and then you can sample those out and have them ready to go to send in your mail outs or sample out at your last chance first glance, fall open house, whatever you're doing. Show them what you're ordering, what supplies you're ordering, what supplies they need, how you're prepping your new catalogs. If you're going to put, you know, like a little paper on the front or a sticker on the front that points out your favorites. If you're putting scented stickers throughout your catalogs, like I like to do, you know, share those things with your team so that they can see that and get ideas from you. How you're using the rub and smell stickers. So we do have a sheet. Scentsy actually did a sheet of their own with the rub and smell stickers for fall, but we also have a sheet like this that is in our Google Drive that you can download and use, print to a sheet, cut it in half, and put your new fall stickers on there. And you can share that with your teams. You can, because that is one of the most, well, that is the most affordable way for them to share all of the new scents with their customers. So it's really good for newer consultants. Open house, go live when you get your new scents in. So like I said, you may get them pretty soon. So you may want to wait a little bit, wait until the last half of the month to do that, like probably the last week of the month. to go live and sniff all of your new scents. And then, like I said, signage, how you're communicating with your customers, that kind of thing. Share that with your team. Scentsy Club, focus hard on Scentsy Club, because we have the perfect opportunity right now with all of these discontinuing scents to get people into Scentsy Club. Also, with Box, I say this all the time, it's the best, one of the best ways to introduce people to Scentsy Club. If someone wants a whiff box, I'm telling them get it on Scentsy Club so it's 10% off. And you can still do that this month because the whiff box is not included in the 10% off sale. So the only way they can get that for 10% off is by signing up for Scentsy Club. If they want to add things to their order, they can get that at half off, depending on how much they smell. Bye. Let's see. So focus hard on Scentsy Club with your customers and your team. This time of year is very important, fall and winter, to focus on Scentsy Club. I focus consistently on it all year, but it's very important to focus on it in fall and winter so that when spring and summer get here, you have all of that PRV from those Scentsy Club subscribers. Like I have 1,000 PRV on average a month. Even with me recruiting a lot of my subscribers, because I continue to build that subscriber base. So if I recruit someone who's in Scentsy Club, their Scentsy Club's going to them. So I'm having to consistently consistently get new Scentsy Club subscribers to continue to be able to get that consistent 1,000 PRV every month that's guaranteed. Oh, okay. So all levels get the scent kit. I thought so. And then I was second guessing myself. I'm not sure what Zoom you're talking about, Cindy. I have an HP Envy Photo 7155 and I love it. It's not cheap, but I love it. And it has instant ink. So I don't have to worry about ordering ink. I don't have to worry about forgetting to order ink, because I used to always forget to get my ink. And then I would be out at the worst times. It would be like midnight and I would be trying to print something out for the next day and I'd run out of ink. So I love instant ink. You just pay monthly depending on how many pages you print. We won't be doing a Zoom this time because we'll be at the beach watching it together. So I'll probably do like some pop-in lives on my team page to do whatever, but I'm not going to be streaming it on Zoom. So you'll get a link from Scentsy in an email that will have the website that you go to for SFR, and it will have all the sessions there. So that's how that works. Okay. Front loading parties and recruits. So make sure you're front loading. Like I said, start at the 15th. Teach your teams to do the same. Start at the 15th, book for the following month, even for September. And because you should be booking 8 parties a month minimum, 8 to 10 parties a month. And that's very important, because you're going to have parties that cancel. You should be recruiting your host. So if you're having a sponsoring conversation about that earn a kit with every single host, you should have some hosts joining. So if you have 8 hosts and you have 2 join and then 3 cancel or their parties flop, then that leaves you still with 3 parties for the month. So it's very important. You don't want to book 2 or 3 parties, because what if they all cancel or join or suck? So you've got to be prepared in that way and teach your teams to do the same. 8 is a really standard number. I always lived by 8 to 10 parties a month when I was really building my business and doing online parties constantly. It was 8 to 10 parties every single month. And that can be text parties. It can be online parties. It can be bag parties, home parties, personal shopping links, whatever works for you and your lifestyle, whatever is growing your business. If it's not growing your business, you got to change it. Fall incentive starts August 1st. So do a live for them. When the fall incentive points information comes out, first thing, you should be printing those off, reading through them, understanding them, knowing what's going on, go live for your team and help them make a plan for that incentive. So help them with how to prepare for it. How to prepare for it is going to be getting systems in place. So like I said, this goes for you as a leader. You can't teach them to do these things if you haven't done these things. So get systems in place for all aspects of your business: PRV, recruiting, onboarding, leadership, your party systems. Are you using Visly? Are you using what kind of schedulers? Like, what are you setting alarms? Like, what works for you? Your customer follow-up system, how you're going to communicate with your customers. So whether you're using the Hit 'em Up app, the Amy app, the Visly text campaigns, Visly text, or not text, emails, Visly emails, MailChimp emails, however you're communicating consistently with your customers, get that in place now. All of these things need to be done this month. Transition month is a lot. You have a lot to do in transition month, but if you want to be stress-free when the busy months get here, you've got to prepare for those right now. You've got to make sure everything is done and in place. Like what I'm getting finalized right now is my leader guide, because I need a good training guide for my people who promote to lead, and then a text campaign for my frontline so that I can continuously check in with them, give them tips, that kind of thing, while not actually taking time out of my day to have to text them. Like I'm still going to be communicating with them myself, but that is going to be like my onboarding system. It's going to text them on its own. So those are things I'm working on. But when you're doing your live for the incentive, like I said, print off all the points requirements, make sure you understand it. I will do one too for my team if you want to wait on me to do mine and then bounce ideas off of mine for your team. But they need to know, their business, their office needs to be organized, needs to be purged, it needs to be ready to go for fall. They need to have their systems in place, give them the resources that they need. Like they need to have an action plan. If they don't have an action plan, first of all, if you don't have an action plan, you got to have an action plan. You're not going to go anywhere without a plan. You can have all the goals, but you have to have an action plan. And I've done trainings on that. I've done trainings for leadership on that. And I've done trainings for consultants who are trying to make an action plan. So both of those resources are on my YouTube channel. We went over that. Remember how fall, okay, so some of you may not even know this. Fall incentives are earned by promoting, paid at title consistency. So meaning you get paid at title. This is typically, I'm not going to say this is exactly how this one's going to be. This is how it's always been in the past though. If you're paid at title 5 out of the 6 months, you get bonus points, like hundreds of points. If you promote, you get hundreds of points or thousands of points, depending on what the promotion is. For sponsoring people who promote to certified and higher, you get points. So you got to make sure, this is why you have to have systems in place, because if you're going to be recruiting consistently and not onboarding or training, then you're not going to get those points for people promoting, because you're not going to have anybody promote. You're going to be recruiting all the people, but nobody's going to be promoting. So, and that's a whole nother thing anyway. Like you should be training your people anyway, because it's not about us. It's about helping them be successful. But that is when you're going to get those points, is when you're doing the right thing and helping those people promote and reach their goals. So like I said, earned by promotions, earned by paid at title consistency. If you're struggling to be paid at title right now, you need to get a action plan call, coaching call scheduled with your director and figure it out. Figure out why you're not being paid at title and make a plan. Sponsoring and coaching, training, and then PRV too. So it's earned by PRV as well. But the most important thing is sponsoring and training those people to promote and training them to earn the incentives. Because if they're earning the incentives, that's helping you earn the incentives also. So just do a live for them with tips to earn the incentive when it starts, and help them with making a plan for that incentive. Not only do they need, and you need, an action plan for your business, for your PRV, your recruiting, your leadership, and your personal self-care, but you got to have an action plan for the incentive in particular, because you need to know exactly how many people you need to be sponsoring, how you're going to sponsor those people, who is on your list to promote this fall, all those things, so that you know how to work with people, who to work with. And then the last thing is to set new SMART goals. So every season I reevaluate my goals. Usually I'll switch my dream board around a little bit. I'll reevaluate my goals. I will look at, okay, here's what I set out for myself at the first of the year. It's almost August. Am I on track to earn those? Do I need to reevaluate something? Pull out your annual sales and annual mentor tracker. Look at that and say, okay, where am I at on this? Am I behind on PRV? If I am, what does my goal need to be from here on out so that I can earn that? Same way with the incentive. With the fall incentive, you need to be reevaluating every single month your goals, because you're going to set goals. You're going to set specific SMART goals for that incentive and make a plan, but you've got to reevaluate it every single month, because if you get behind, you've got to be able to make up for that. So it's very, very important to reevaluate that every single month and make sure you're teaching your teams to do the same. So, but this time of year, every transition, I reevaluate things. I reflect on my business. I reflect on my life. I look at, am I making progress? Am I not? Am I making a lot of progress? Like, should I increase my goals? What do I need to do? And I always try to dream even bigger. So I dream very big, and all of you should be dreaming big. And if you're not, you need to start, because you got to believe in yourself to know that you can dream big, that you're capable of reaching those things that may seem out of reach. So redo your goals, redo your plan, redo your dream board if you want to. Encourage your team to do the same. Share your goals with your team. Tell your story, because stories inspire people. And just we've had a whole training like a couple months ago, I think it was, about inspiring and empowering your team. Do those things, inspire your team, share your story, share your journey, where you were and where you are now, and even talk about other people's stories if you want to help inspire them and help them see what's possible with Scentsy, because they have no idea unless you're telling them. I would have never known that I could be where I'm at now if it weren't for I think she was only my director at the time, director or star director at the time, sharing what kind of income she was making from Scentsy, and that she was the only one working, and they had 2 kids, and that she was supporting them. If I wouldn't have known that, how would I have known the potential with Scentsy? When I heard that, that's what changed my business. That's where I went, okay, I can literally do anything with this business. Let's go. So tell your story, share your goals with your team, empower your team to dream bigger dreams with you. They need to know that you believe in them. So make sure they know that you believe in them and that you see potential in them and that you see what they're doing really good at. That's why we do recognition. That's why we shout them out. That's why we recognize those behaviors, because you reward what you want repeated. And if they have someone believing in them, AKA you may be the only person who believes in them. They probably don't even believe in themselves. So a lot of times you have to believe in people until they believe in themselves. And again, make sure you know who is promoting this fall. Make sure you know your team's goals. Make sure you're doing an action plan with them. Have them send you their action plan. Get on a call with them and make an action plan with them. Know who is promoting and what their promotion goal is. And these goals have to be SMART goals. They need to be very, very detailed. They need to have timelines. They need to, you need to be saying, I want to promote to director by December 31st of this year. Have your team members saying, I want to promote to lead by this date. I want to promote to star by this date. And then you've got to break them down. What are you going to do to make those things happen? If you're doing a minimum 200 PRV a month, focusing on 8 parties a month, focusing on getting new Scentsy Club subscribers every month, and you're sponsoring 2 to 4 a month. Did I already say that? If you're doing all those things, you're going to earn these incentives. If you're, doing the correct things once you're sponsoring those people. If you're coaching them, if you're working with them, if you're training, if you're doing monthly trainings with your team, if you're personally coaching those people one-on-one, helping them with action plans, being intentional, writing a list of everyone. I have a list. I'm not going to show y'all, but I have a list right in here of all the people I have my eye on to promote to director by the end of this year. So it takes a lot of being intentional. Does anybody have any questions? You can unmute, or you can use the chat box, or if you want to add anything. Trying to make sure I didn't skip anything. And there will be a tracker. I don't know if it'll be in the workstation, but somebody will make one. If not, it may be me who makes it. Anyway, there'll be a resource for like a specific tracker for the fall incentive so that you can break down everything, write down your goals for everything. I've earned every single incentive trip since I joined 7 years ago. And the top tier of pretty much all of them, even like top 100, top 50. And it's because I'm intentional with my planning. I plan specifically every incentive, what I'm going to do to make each thing happen. I aim for the top level. That's the most important thing, because this last summer incentive, I didn't earn top 50, but I earned level 3. I shot for top 50 and I came up short and still earned the top level. So what if I would have only been aiming for level 3? I might have came up short and only earned level 2. You don't want that. We shoot for the top. So aim for the top level, be intentional with your planning for the incentive. Keep in mind you're sponsoring to help people. It should be a lifestyle. You should always be looking for who you can help through this business. And when you're loving people and when you're helping people, that's when you're going to earn these awards and these incentives. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that is why most of us join, is because we're living paycheck to paycheck. We're struggling. I was struggling hard when I joined. I put my kit on a credit card. Did we have a printer? I don't even know. I barely had a computer. Like, it was a horrible, crappy, janky computer. But I did pretty much everything from my phone. I didn't have a light ring to make my face look pretty. I didn't have anything. I had a tiny little desk. Like, I don't even think I had a desk at first. No, I think I took my husband's hand-me-down desk that he had. But anyway, I worked at my kitchen table or my bar. I used my phone, did what I could do, didn't print off anything really. I just used my warmer of the month flyers and sent out a rub and smell sticker or a felt sample. I actually didn't even do mail at first. I just did, I would send a personalized thank you, like in a text message, because that's very important, that communication. And I just did what I could. I mean, eventually you're going to be able to do more. That's why you're working. You've got to work to do, to be able to get to that point where you can do more in your business. And if you've got to go to Starbucks to use their internet, or go to McDonald's to use their internet, or go to a friend's house, or whatever you've got to do, that's the hustle. That is what we have to do to make this business work. If you want to get to a better place in life, you have to do those things. Otherwise, you're just going to stay where you're at. Summer catalogs, how do I recommend using the rest? To be honest, I just chunk mine, but that's probably not the best advice. I don't like having things laying around that I'm not going to use. Like, I'm just like, nope, chunk all that. You can put it in, you can take them and drop them off with people like offices, doctor's offices, dentist offices, nail salons, whatever, people that have like magazines to look at, waiting areas. You can stick them in there, put a little label on it that says, this is old, contact me for a new fall one. put your info on there. You know, if you just want to get them out, I mean, it's always best to get them out somehow. Christy, you got this. You got this. Keep being consistent. Keep working hard. Your life's going to change. I promise. We went from living paycheck to paycheck, having to add up every single thing that went into my grocery cart to make sure I didn't go over budget, having to buy the store brand of everything to make sure it was the cheapest. We bought $5 box meals and ramen noodles to eat for supper because that's all we could afford. Like, we have struggled a lot. Scentsy saved us multiple times. Those of you who don't know our story, we've been through a lot, and my husband had multiple businesses and they all have just not been okay. Until this one now, it's fine. But the past businesses were not okay, and we were not okay financially. And I mean, I remember one year that we were at a truck stop and I got a bonus for annual mentor and annual sales. And it was literally how we ate that day, because we were like, I don't even know how we're going to pay this bill. I don't know how we're going to eat. We had no money in our account. I think it was actually negative. So when that hit, it was like, okay, this is going to save us right now. I mean, it has happened multiple times. And now look where we're at. I mean, my husband is quitting his job and he's going to go back to school because I can support us fully. So that is where we're at now. Totally. I just bought him a brand new truck. Well, basically brand new truck on my own, in my name, with Scentsy. So that is how far we've come. We filed a bankruptcy. We lost everything we had. And then here we are, no credit card debt, just bought a brand new truck. That's how your life can change if you're willing to show up and just work with what you have. Don't try to be like everybody else. Do the important things. Take care of your customers. Go to the Dollar Tree to get cute packaging. Build relationships with your customers and do parties. Your parties don't have to involve any cost. Library. Yes, that's another place you can go. All right. Well, hopefully, you know, and when you have stories like that, you can use those. That is the kind of stories you can use to inspire your team. Like Cassidy just said, you've been an inspiration. I'm glad. I'm really glad, because that's what I'm here for. And that's why I tell our story. And that's why I tell it over and over and over, because I want that to inspire people. And stories are always going to inspire. So I love y'all. I hope that y'all got some value out of this, or some inspiration, some ideas, some tips, whatever it is of value. I hope that you got something out of it. And if you're on my team, I will be doing our team call next week, the 13th at 10 a.m. Central. And it will also be uploaded to my YouTube channel, but I'm going to go upload this. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and I love y'all.